Hey guys, I went to visit my daughter in New York and I stayed in a hotel last week.
Okay.
Cool,
I
man.
said to reception, "Can you give me a wake-up call?" The
Right.
next day she called and said, "What the fuck are you doing with your life?"
Oh man.
Hey, man. Welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast, dude.
Welcome to the Big Bad Broadcast, here every week on everywhere you get your podcast. We got a great show for you today. We got Mike Grief, the Dean of the Long Island Clown
The
College.
dean. You know what? It's funny. I got to be the dean of the Long Island Clown College, and I never went to school. But I was the crossing guard. I wasn't really the dean. I'm the crossing guard of the Clown College.
He crossed across the street whether he wanted to go or not.
No, other people crossed across the street. Like, what the fuck is that psycho doing?
And then we have Craig Mitchell, the highest paid guy on the TV show, the guy who makes it work, the guy who makes us a well-oiled machine.
Okay. Well, if Mike can be the dean, can I be the Jerry? Can I go, with the day I'm here with the Sheboygan?
Hey, if you keep it up, you'll be the geriatric. Hey, all right.
Halfway there, Mike. Halfway there. Halfway there.
Oh, man. Crazy, crazy week. Crazy
It's always
week.
crazy.
Oh,
Lots
man.
of criminals in the news, but we're not going to
Oh.
get political.
No. I was thinking of that. There's these snatch and grabs where they go, like they rush into these department stores, and they're like 20 or 30 of them, and they'll just grab whatever. I think there was one. Where would you were telling me? Was it
Neiman Marcus. They
Right.
jumped in and in 8 minutes sold $100,000 worth of merchandise.
Wow.
One sweater, a belt, 2 pairs of socks, and a pair of underwear.
I tried that in a Subway once, but it didn't work.
That's the one I saw it on TV. There wasn't that the one where they were dragging like the holders. What do you call it, where you hang the clothes on and everything? The whole shebang. They were dragging through the doors.
The shebang. I love the
the
shebang.
shelves and just insanity, man. Here's a question though: if you were outside the store and you were just walking and these guys were running past you, and they dropped some of the merchandise, would you pick it up?
I'd pick it up, but I wouldn't keep it.
Oh, you'd pick it up, but you wouldn't keep it. Come on, man.
No, I would bring it. No, because the security guards and all the cameras. All right. Well, it's Neiman Marcus. I might keep some of the makeup.
He'd
I
keep
don't know.
he'd keep the Prada bag.
Well,
The Prada
yeah.
bag.
I mean,
Seriously.
I would guess there's not, if it depends on what they stole, right? If they're stealing handbags, what do I give a shit? I'm going to leave it sitting there. But
Well, what about your wife? You get one for your wife.
you know what? But is it really from the heart though? If you give her a stolen bag,
Hey, honey,
If it's
here's
Prada, who
something-
gives a shit?
Here's
you know.
something I stole for you.
Yeah, here's something I stole
You didn't
for
steal it.
honey.
It's recovered goods. That's not
No,
stealing.
it's still stealing.
It's stealing.
That's
Yeah.
like I love these commercials. Have you seen these commercials for? There's like they say Viagra is like da here, but they're selling you like they'll sell you Viagra for $3 a pill or something. Do I really want a discount hard on? Do you really want? do you really want?
Well, it depends how
What's a
much you like.
discount
It
hormone?
depends how much you like the sex. Do you know that if I did this the other day. There's that app GoodRx.
Right?
I've seen
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So GoodRx, you can put in anything that you want in there. And I put in actually Viagra knockoff.
Gee, I
And-
wonder why.
It came because I saw a commercial that Mike
He
was
wanted to get
saying.
a stiff wrist. No,
No, I was saying that one that Mike was saying that, you can get it for $3 a pill. So I'm going to do it right now, and I'm going to show you. This is insane. Go ahead, talk for a little bit because when you read
Well,
this,
you're
not-
talking good RX. And this is the truth, and this is for anyone listening. Mark Cuban has a company called Cost Plus Drugs, and if you're using a generic drug, and my doctor didn't even know this because I put in for I was getting something for my generic Celebrex for my knees, and it was like I don't know $300-400, and I got it from Mark Cuban.
Celebrex for my knees.
$12. I got it
Come
for
on.
$12.
And Celebrex.
Celebrex
My knees,
Come
come
on. I
on.
can do
Okay,
deep
so
bends
listen
right
to
now.
this. All right, so for 100 milligrams of 30 tablets of Cinefil, which is the Viagra knockoff,
Cinefil.
Publix is $21.92.
Lucky Phil.
No,
Costco is $3.49.
right.
Walmart is $6.07. CVF is $331.70. And Harris Tweeter or whatever it is, $345. And other pharmacies average $19.23.
So where
how
are
do
you
you
getting?
go from $4.11 at Winn-Dixie to $331.70?
And does it affect? Does it affect the quality of the wood?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
No,
John,
I'm just saying. But I mean, it's not just that. All drugs are like that.
No, I
John,
know.
question.
I know
have
the
a
kid
question.
that invented. I know the kid that invented this.
John, what was the
Not
Costco
Senefel, the
what-
app.
What was the Costco price?
$331.
Costco
No,
was-
that was
No.
Rite Aid for
No, I'm
whatever.
sorry. They were 100 and something.
Costco's 100. I thought you said $3.
Well, it's always
No.
it's such bullshit.
The
It's
only,
like
the only thing with
prices,
Costco is it's worth it because the pill's the size of a small Volkswagen. So
there you
that's
go.
why
You
it's
got
worth it.
to you got to bring
Tom-
you got to bring a
Tom
roof rack
Drake-
to bring them home.
Tom Drake used to have the best line. He goes, I can't say I'm going to Costco because I went to buy olive oil. Now I got a 50-gallon drum in my garage with a pump.
No, Monty Hoffman had a great line about it, talking about Viagra. He said he asked the guy, "Can I get this over? Can I get it over the counter?" And the guy said, "Yeah, maybe if you take two." Great. So we went from crime to other.
So
crime.
when they
Now we're
talked
talking
about on the
corporate
ship,
crime.
the joke was there was 2 Viagra jokes. Costco was $3.49. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
for
good.
wood.
There was 2
It's a
jokes
wood
on
fill.
the ship. There was 2 jokes. There was 2 jokes about that every comic did about Viagra on the ship. One was the guy goes down to the ship doctor and he goes, "I'm so seasick," and he goes, "Well,
your mic is cracking there, John. Sorry.
I just moved it. That's why." He goes, takes him down and says, "I'm so seasick, I don't know what to do." He goes, "Take these 2 Viagra and go back to your cabin." So he goes, "What's that going to do?" He goes, "It's going to keep you from rolling out of bed." And the other one was the guy goes to the doctor and goes, "Doc, I can't believe I fell asleep in the sun. My legs are so sunburned. I'm dying. I'm really dying." And he goes, "Take these 2 Viagra." And he goes, "What's that going to do?" He goes, "It's going to keep the sheet off your legs."
When I was 400 pounds, I took a Viagra and I looked like the letter Q.
That was my David Crosby joke.
Was it?
Yeah, I did that at the roast.
I just did a Robin Williams. I just stole that without knowing I stole it.
I did that at David Crosby's wedding. I don't want to say the guy put on a little weight, but when he gets a hard on, he looks like the letter Q.
I only steal from the best, John.
There you go.
And then I stole Martling's joke, and I go, "Yeah, I don't want to say that."
Wait. What do you mean you stole Martling's joke? Martling
Marling's
stole
joke.
every joke he's got.
Anyway, the joke, it's a street joke. Anyway, he goes, "I'd like to clear up the vicious rumor that David Crosby was caught last night at the San Diego Zoo sodomizing a camel. This is an out-and-out vicious lie. It was a llama. I know, he made me hold it was a llama. I know, because he made me hold its head."
I was just helping that alpaca over the fence.
No alpaca. He's a
alpaca.
All right, so I have a couple of. This is a true thing from when I worked in the hospital. When I worked at Jacobi Hospital, it was 11 stories.
Jacobi and Myers Hospital.
It was part of the
Jacobi
Albert
and
Einstein. It was part of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine complex. Anyway, it was right near you, Mike. It was on Fordham Road.
Okay.
Didn't you live in the projects?
No,
Yeah.
I was when I was a kid. We lived in the Bronx. No, that's
Yeah, there's the Bronx.
No, I know, but the projects I lived in were in Queens.
Okay.
We moved on up.
Is this worth $80? In my opinion.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
was
But
that?
it's not worth $80 to me.
What was that?
I don't know.
Somebody listened to
somebody
the show. Somebody listened to the show.
Somebody
Said
crashed
they got a subscription to something.
Is this worth $80? I
This
don't
ain't
know.
worth
man.
$80. So anyway, Jacobi Hospital was 1 square city block, 11 stories high.
Right.
So they came in and they had to replace all the televisions in the entire hospital. So you can imagine how many televisions that's got to be. Thousands of them.
Yeah.
So they put them all in, and then about a week later, they sent a notice saying that there was an electrical problem in the TV, and since there's so much oxygen used in the hospital, they had to take them all back out.
Right.
So these vans pulled up with like stickers on the side, and they had clipboards, and they unloaded these TVs into these vans for one solid week. The security guys were helping them put them in the truck, and then they took off and were never heard from again. That's like kind of a cool crime, you know.
That is
It's
kind
like,
of a cool crime. It's like
alright.
it's clever, you know. It's like you're playing on people's just assumptions because we show up with a van with a
clipboard.
sticker on it and a clipboard. Well, he's got to be official. He's got a clipboard, man.
I remember once years ago we went. Eddie Murphy was filming a movie, and we went to the Paramount Studios with Dave Hawthorne, and who's a comic friend of ours. And we just walked onto the set, right? We just
Yeah,
walked
that's
onto
you could
this
do that in
closed
the old
set.
days. Yeah.
And as we walked in, Dave picked up a clipboard that was laying on a desk, and we went walking through the set. And these guards came running up and goes, what are you doing? And Dave just picked up the clipboard and said, if you notice the ceiling, that was from a 1929 hotel that we made an exact replica of. And the guys went, oh, excuse me. And they walked away. So here's a great criminal stupid story that I read. So this guy robbed the house, right? And the guy robbed this house, and the people came home and saw that everything was gone, and the security camera was cut, and the cops came to investigate to see what they could find. And when they went around, they saw a cell phone plugged into a wall that didn't belong to anybody.
They were charging this.
They turned it on. It was the guy's cell phone that he decided to do a charge while he was robbing the house.
And he left
Forgot it. And when they called it, the guy was also an escaped, a convicted murderer on the lam.
Yeah.
So they got him for the robbery. And
That's like I heard about this guy, like saying he did a bank robbery and he slipped the teller a note, and their instructions in the bank is if somebody does that, just hand over the money. Don't fight. If you're,
Right.
I don't know if you know that, but if you send them a note, they'll send the money. The guy's note, he wrote it on the back of like one of his bills. So it's like he's a fucking moron. I mean, you know.
Yeah, there's another story like that where a guy wrote it on the back of his parole card.
Yeah, his parole. I mean, it's just, you gotta love these guys.
There was one too. This guy in Atlanta, he walks into a nail salon, right, and says, "I want everybody to get on the floor and give me their money." And they didn't even pay any attention to
I
him.
saw that. They ignored him. They were like,
They ignored him
until he got out of shame. He walked out in shame, like
He got in
embarrassed and
there. He
shame.
says to the owner, "You give me the rest of the money you have." And she phone rings her, and she takes a phone call. Excuse me. And
Yeah.
she starts talking to the guy on the phone, and the guy was like so humiliated, he just left.
I saw one today as I was watching some videos, and I saw this guy walks in, and it's like a some kind of a store or whatever, and he just like walks behind the counter, and the people walk out. Everyone walks out. They locked the door, and they locked him in and called the cops. So he's going nuts now. He's trying to break the door. I always wonder, how stupid are these guys? First of all, yes, the front door has got bars and metal on it, but the walls are made of fucking nothing. You could just bust through the wall, go next door, and leave.
It's great. I mean, some of the stuff that people do, I don't know, I guess because they panic, I mean, there was that favorite story that was all over Facebook about the two guys that robbed the 7-Eleven, and they didn't have masks, so they colored in their faces with permanent marker. One guy drew like a little Batman mask around his eyes, and the other guy drew like cheeks in a mask. And
I love it.
They saw them, and they figured out who they were, and they went to their house, and they still had the permanent marker on their face because they couldn't get it off.
They're like, no, it's not me, man.
It's nutty. It's nuts. I mean, some of the stuff, there was a woman that was a convicted robber and applied for a position at the sheriff's office. And they ran her paperwork, and they go, well, "You're a felon," and arrested her.
But if she was
It was a different county. It was a different county.
No, but I'm
So
saying
she
if she had done her time, I mean, they can.
No,
still,
she was no, she didn't do her time.
Oh, so
She
was
probably
on the
didn't
lam.
report for.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, crazy.
Totally nuts, man. So what's happened this? I know there's some friggin' big stuff going on.
My favorite story out of everything that's going on this week
Right.
is I watched this show last night on Giuliani, right?
Oh my God.
So they were saying that at Giuliani, after 9/11 was America's mayor,
Yeah,
right?
he was.
And he at one point after that point he was making $200 million a year.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Giuliani. Everyone, he had the biggest cases.
What was he making that money off of? Books and stuff? Or
He was making it off of books, personal appearances, high profile cases.
yeah, because I heard he's selling his apartment in New York for like $6
well,
million.
no, wait, we'll get to that. But anyway, at that point, he lived such a lavish lifestyle that he was spending $250,000 a month.
Wow.
Just on crazy stuff, like going to shows and buying everybody drinks.
Maybe that's what happened to him. You know what? The money went to his head. I mean, he was always an egomaniac. He always wanted his, even back in the day.
Well, and that's what they said. They said he went from the number one guy. He at one poll said he was more popular than the Pope after 9/11.
Well, they like you say, they're charging him with this RICO thing. He's the guy that basically
invented RICO. That's the best part.
He didn't invent RICO, but
he was the one that brought it.
Yeah, in a that racketeering thing with the mob.
He was the first one to ever try a RICO case with everybody together.
So it's pretty ironic now for him to be in charge.
But this is the best part. This is the best part to me, right? He owes right now $57,000 on a phone bill. Right. $300,000 on a server that kept all of Trump's stuff. He owes $25,000 on or $250,000 on a defamation lawsuit against his secretary who says he sexually abused her.
Right.
He owes $2.5 billion.
Billion or million?
Million to that, the software company that did the voting machines.
Oh, Dominion,
because he was part of that lawsuit.
Right.
So he went to see Trump and said, "Look, you need to help me with these bills." And Trump said, "I can't really help you." If he doesn't,
I'm sorry, but when I see Giuliani these days, all I hear is, you look at his face and I'm hearing, "I'm the Easter Rabbit, hooray! The happy Easter Rabbit, hooray! I'm Looney Tooney, attached in the head. This whole thing is goony. I should have stayed in bed."
So it's hard to take a man serious when the mental image of you have is his hair dye running off his head into his mouth.
See, Craig, now I just got paid to sing. You were asking earlier.
That's right. You just got paid to sing.
I just got paid to sing. I just sang and I got
congratulations.
So tell us something.
I looked up a couple of stories. But I had a friend who asked a question. He asked a question to me, and he said, "Well, maybe you can ask the people on the whole show." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "If you got paid, I'm not going to say $1 million because that would never happen." I go, "All right. If you got paid really well, I don't know, let's say $100,000. Okay, all right." He goes, "Would you do a nude scene in a movie?" And my answer was, 5 years ago, I would have told you to F off. No way. There's no way in hell I would do that ever. I mean, ever. Now I'm at the point where I don't give a shit. If you pay money and you happen to see me naked in a movie, that's your fault. I know, seriously, I would definitely.
Hasn't the world been through enough with the pandemic?
Exactly. I mean, we had 9/11 and then me naked. That's what's going to happen. So it's. I would do it for 100.
Well, here's the answer. I'd do it for fucking scale.
You already did it. You already did a Monk, didn't you?
Not only Monk. Well, Monk was down just
you were naked
underwear.
in a movie.
I was not naked, no, but I was down in my underwear.
Pretty
yeah,
close.
on
You
two
were
shows.
Close to Monk.
On two shows, I did another show called Rodney, which was a show that was, I don't know, it only lasted a season or so.
He played Rodney Dangerfield.
It was
took
funny
off his
because
pants and he got no
respect. The joke was that they bought this. Rodney is a comedian. Rodney, I'm so bad I can't think of his name, but he was popular at the time, and so his wife, I think, buys him a massage, and the joke is that I get there and it's me, and he goes, "All right, I'm ready for the massage." No, and I get on the table. No, you're massaging me. So he had to massage me. That they bought him the ability to. It was whatever. That's why the show's not on anymore.
Would you do it, John?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, if I would do it because I don't have a comedy career anymore, and it's at this point, it's like if they want to pay me to take off my clothes, I'll just take it as a compliment.
These days they give you fake, it's like they'll put something. It's not a fake tallywhacker on you.
A tallywhacker?
Tallywhacker.
I've never whacked a tally in my life, and you guys know this.
You may not have whacked them.
I don't know.
Waxed them.
I don't know.
For $1,000, man, that's kind of life changing money.
How much? For how much?
100,000.
I'm thinking
100,000 is not really life changing money, but I'm serious. It was like you know what I probably would do it for friggin' scale. It's like
well, I would think any movie that would have me naked is probably not going to have a wide distribution. It's probably not going to be like
Well, those are the things to consider. Yes,
it's not going to be like the Mario Brothers movie where it plays forever.
If it's a friggin' $4,
Well, it's 100,000 played into my retirement fund. That's a different.
And plus, you're going to get residuals every time it plays. Like I don't know on the Playboy channel. I don't know where this would go. Mine would play on the Play-Doh channel, but anyway.
Play-Doh channel.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Muffin Man?
No, years ago I would have said a flat no. No. But now I'm like, fuck it. All right, let's do it.
Well, here's the truth of the matter. First of all, it's acting. It's a thing. So it's like anytime I've had to do things that I thought I wouldn't be, like I said, that monk thing, it wasn't comfortable, but it was like when I did it, you don't think about it. You're acting. If you're really into it, I'm not me. I'm the guy.
That's what Linda Lovelace said. That's what Linda Lovelace said.
Yeah. No, she said.
Yeah,
that's what she said.
She said shit. I don't remember eating that. Anyway.
Oh man.
Linda Lovelace. She quit because she had it down to here, which people can't see.
No, you can't see that because we're not live.
They you were saying you'd be on the Play-Doh channel. I read this other story that this guy in England who had
England,
he had an A7, which I guess is a pretty fancy Acura or whatever.
A7, you just sunk my battleship.
So he anyway, so he was driving on the freeway, zooming in and out of traffic. And I guess he was doing like 90 or 100. So they started chasing him. They chased him for like 40 something miles to London. They had a helicopter chasing him. They had everything chasing him. And they pulled the guy over and he had a pound of weed on the seat next to them. And they were so infuriated that, he was cutting off cars and stuff. And they asked him for his license and he handed him a Legoland license. And they said he was so stoned. He was arguing with them that was his license.
So you never hear about people fucking doing crazy shit like that on weed. It's like usually you would think if I was on weed, which I haven't smoked in a million years, I'd be driving like 4 miles an hour, like all paranoid and shit.
Oh, I know.
Just like, oh my god, are we gonna make it?
We've all smoked weed, right?
We've all.
The weirdest thing I ever did. I'm not lying. The weirdest thing I ever did is we were at this party, and I was like 17, and I went to call. I think I had to call my mother, or I had to do something. I went on the phone, and everybody's having the party, and they go, "Where's Craig?" And I remember doing it. I was in the corner on the phone. And I kept hanging up the phone and letting the dial tone come on, and I kept matching the dial tone with my voice. So they see me in the corner doing this. For like an hour. That's how stoned it was. Good shit.
Well, here's a weird weed. Like I said, I haven't smoked in a million years, but we used to hang out in this bar in Queens, and we would smoke weed right there in the bar. Nobody cared and whatever. And I just remember, I'm taking a big toke on a friggin' joint and inhale, and all of a sudden
this is inside the bar.
This is inside the bar. Then somebody taps me on the shoulder. I turn around and I blow the smoke in their face, and it was my dad.
Oh no!
He came to tell me that my grandmother had just passed away, and fucking, it's like, it's like, so can you imagine? And like, you know what the funny thing is he never mentioned it ever again. We left.
Was he
went,
mad?
He wasn't mad. He never said a word about it. I mean, like, I don't know. He wasn't mad. And he never said a fucking word. I gotta believe he knew what it was, because I mean, he wasn't,
I used to hang out this guy Steve's house that was a bouncer at the club we used to hang out, and he looked like a lumberjack. I mean, he was like 6'6" with a big beard, and he always wore overalls. And he looked like Johnny Appleseed. In his apartment, around his couch, he had pieces of a yarn thumbtacked to the ceiling with a bulldog clip on the end, so you could put the joint in it and you could just go like that.
Nice.
Pass it to the person next to you.
See, that's thinking, man.
So you didn't have to get up. So one day we were so high that we called Steve up, right? And we were like, Steve, this is really bad, man. We're really stoned. He lived like a half hour away from the club. He was off that night. We went to see him. Where are you? He goes, I'm off. We go, Steve, we're really in pretty bad shape. And he goes, just sit in front of the club. I'll be there. And all of a sudden, we're sitting in front of the club. 30 minutes pass. He pulls up in front of his car. He rolls down the electric window and he goes, look at you two. How do you ever expect to sell any pots and pans that way? And starts laughing and drives home.
Oh my God. Here's a question. What is the weirdest, like we all smoke, so everyone gets the munchies. I don't care who you are. I mean, I used to eat a whole pizza.
I got one.
I mean, what is the weirdest urge when you were like stoned, just the weirdest friggin' thing that you just wanted to, you had to fucking eat?
Do I have to be honest about this? I guess.
Well, I mean, mine's pretty simple.
I said somebody's cock. No,
but I do that when I'm not stoned.
Well, there was.
I had this urge for a cock sandwich. I want a
cock.
We were in Levittown, and Long Beach was probably 40 minutes away.
Where did you live?
All my friends lived in Levittown.
I lived in Levittown.
I lived in Seaford, actually. So
okay, now she changed once he found out where I was.
So no. So all my friends lived in Levittown. So we'd all be at my friend's house.
He was on Montauk Avenue.
We'd be high and we go, that's it, man. We got to go for Jack in the Box. We could drive all the way to Long Beach to go to Jack in the Box.
Well, see, we were lucky.
That was the only there was a Jack in the Box on Old Country Road.
No, there wasn't. Not back
I was
then.
in Queens.
It was the first
we had
one.
everything. We had and always it was White Castles. I just remember
thing.
No, that's not the weirdest thing, but I'm saying the most common thing that I wanted to munch when it was fucking. I would go in and eat a dozen White Castle, go behind the White Castle, throw up.
Oh yeah,
come back in, order another dozen.
Do you know that I've only had White Castle once in my life?
That's all you need.
No, I find that hard to believe.
You're immune.
Only once in my life. There was no White Castle near where I lived. The closest one was in Lynbrook.
Well, yeah, see, you're talking about like in the 60s, but in the 70s, they opened one by Models on Hempstead Turnpike.
No, the weirdest thing that, I mean, and it wasn't even that weird, but I actually kidnapped two of my friends because they would, and I told them, I said, we're going to City Island. I wanted fried clams for some reason.
Oh, I could go for
clams. And oh my God, right? I haven't had fried clams in them, but this was this time. And they were like, oh man, we're too stoned. And I physically forced them to drive me to City Island to get fried clams.
That's it. Well, the weirdest thing. Okay, I did this one time, and I'll give it away by what my mom said the next morning.
Just don't tell us about the secret sauce.
There was no sauce involved. But the
Ring the bell, John. Ring the bell.
After being really, really stoned, I hear this out of the kitchen, and then I remembered what I did the night before when I was stoned. I hear this. Where are all the dog's liver snaps?
Oh!
I ate the whole box of liver snaps, but with peanut butter.
Wait, but let me ask you this though:
Did you know?
Were you?
Of course, I knew. I was just hungry.
You knew they were. You knew they were the dog snacks.
Yeah, the liver snaps. They were great.
What I want to know though: were you a good? Were you a good boy? Were you a good boy?
I know. I used to.
His mother caught him when he's rolling over and made her scratch his
No,
stomach.
she's like, where are the liver snaps? I go, oh shit! And I had like the box in my garbage can, so I'm like hiding it under stuff.
Liver snaps. Oh my
His
god. They had
his dog tags gave it away.
My
They
dog
used to
was
have
so
the weirdest
pissed at me.
fucking. What was that one where they had a dog in a wagon, in a chuck wagon?
Oh, the
you'd
gravy. It made the
you'd add
gravy.
water to it, and it made
Gravy
gravy.
train. Gravy train.
Come on, now tell the truth. Did you ever taste? Well, obviously you did, Craig. Eating, but
No, just liver snaps.
have you ever tried eating your dog's food just to see what the hell it tastes like? Even now, even today.
No.
Remember we had Burt Ward on the show, who he's got
I-
his own company, right? What was it,
He's on
Great
commercials. He's on commercials now.
That's why Bert's 80. He eats his own dog food.
Well,
That's
we
why.
should see if we can get him back. But I, when we had him on, and he brought out a lot of points about dog food and the health and this and that. I actually went and like took some of my dog's food and fucking tasted it. I was like, I want to see, and I go, holy shit! No wonder why the dog is finicky and doesn't want to
There's no
eat this
seasoning
shit.
at all.
There's no fucking taste in it.
There's no
Meanwhile,
seasoning.
I bought his really expensive dog food, and my dog wouldn't go near it.
Oh, I know. You know what?
Yeah.
I know when I ate. I
But
know
did you
when I ate.
taste it? Did you see if it was any good?
No.
You know what I tasted once? You're gonna remember this when I say it.
Okay.
It tasted like shit. It did taste it. Speaking of Play-Doh, this is what it tasted like. I don't know why I know what Play-Doh tastes like, but
Salty.
a Gainsburger. I tried a Gainsburger.
Gaines,
Oh my God.
no,
What
I can
is
see
wrong
that.
with
Gaines,
you?
Gainsburger looked like chopped meat. It looked
Yeah, it was
pretty
What
good.
is
disgusting.
wrong with you
It
two?
looked tasty, man. I'd fucking barbecue one up right now. Give me a Gaines.
No, there was no
man.
taste to it. It tasted like red clay. That's
Like
what,
Play-Doh,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I didn't eat the whole
which is-
thing, John. I
which
just
just
took a
shows
bite
you-
out of it.
It shows you the strategy of the sales though, because the dog doesn't taste that shit. It's eye candy for you, so that you think you're
Right, of
buying your
course, the
dog
dogs
a
don't have taste
hamburger.
buds like that. Now,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that but I will say this: liver snaps are not bad. They're actually pretty good.
Of course, a dog doesn't have taste buds
Oh
like us. Do you
my-
think
They
he'd
were
be
pretty
licking
good. I
his?
like them.
You think a dog would be
Okay,
licking
what
his
do you
ass if
think-
he had taste buds like ours?
I don't even think they have. I don't even think they have liver snaps.
What is the best fast food thing you can order anywhere? Could be. It doesn't have to
Oh.
be hamburger. It could be anything. I'm gonna make my statement.
Go ahead, let's hear
Nathan's
yours.
French fries.
Oh man, that's fucking great.
Fuck, those are the best, man.
Right?
I don't know.
those are
I
the
don't know if
fucking-
you can beat that.
No,
Nathan's French fries are the best.
I'm gonna
anything you
beat it.
can order.
I'm gonna beat it, but it's a close call because fucking Nathan's is so
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna go, and now you don't even have these on the East Coast, but it's an In and Out double with the animal style, the friggin'
With the lettuce wrap.
they put the Thousand Island dress. Yeah, no, not the lettuce wrap. No, the regular
Animal style.
double burger. It's
I've had
amazing.
that.
I've had the
that.
protein style, which is the wrapped in lettuce, is great.
I think animal style, they just put like Thousand Island dressing on it or something, or their secret dressing, whatever.
Well, when I went to
But fuck, John,
2008.
you
When I
killed me.
went
You
to New
just
York,
killed me, man. Nathan's French fries.
in
Oh, my
2008,
God.
I went to New York with my friend Dwayne Whitaker. He's in Pulp Fiction. He plays Maynard, the pawn shop owner. I was working with him when he was at an autograph show, and he never had Nathan's before. So he went to Nathan's on Old Country Road,
Yeah.
and he had got a couple of hot dogs, and he had the fries, and he had a couple of the fries. He went, "Holy shit!" He said,
Yeah.
"Can we get more?" I go, "I'll be right back." And I came back with like 5 orders of fries, and we friggin'
Yep.
devoured them.
See now,
know,
now what I have to do? You forced me into fucking a dilemma, John, because the closest place I can get Nathan's right now is Vegas. They if it's still
Yes.
there, there's a Nathan's in the not in the Mirage, in the Luxor.
But they don't have fries, do they?
As far as I remember, they have.
That's
everything.
This
all I
is the
heard.
other-
They only had the hot dogs. That's all I heard.
This is the other weird thing. How come the Nathan's hot dogs that you buy at Nathan's are so much better than if you
The
buy
ones you buy
Nathan's hot dogs at
Yeah.
home?
Because you don't
make-
boil them the same way. They don't sit in that water.
They don't
They don't-
boil them at Nathan's.
No,
They cook
sure.
them on one of those little rotating things.
Well, then you need to buy one of those rotating.
You
You know
gotta
what
get
they
one of
always
those
say?
rotating
See,
things.
and I didn't get this from Craig, but I tried. But I have an air fryer. I put my hot dogs in the air fryer.
Not
They
great.
come out excelente. The snappy, it makes the skin all snappy and crunchy.
I can't buy skinned hot dogs in Florida.
No,
Yes, you can.
they're
Get
all
the-
circumcised.
Get the
They're all
boars.
circumcised.
Get the
Boar's
It's
boars.
old,
head.
it's old Jew
Yeah.
hot dogs. Welcome to old Jew hot dogs.
I
Oh,
mean,
shoot,
even the kosher hot dogs have skinless.
Well,
Really?
I like the Hebrew Nationals. And
Well, if you have a
they're
brand
good.
called Hollywood, I don't know.
They don't have it. I mean, I looked for it
they
after
don't
we
have
had
it,
this once before.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and John, I'll have to mail you some.
Now I want some Nathan's French fries. They are the best.
No
They
shit.
are.
I got the
They
taste
are.
in my mouth. I'm like, fuck, Nathan's French fries, man. You
They are
And
the
they give you
best.
and they give you a lot of them too. If
They
you order
do.
a
They,
large
and they
one.
give them that little boat thing.
That little boat
know,
with the little plastic or
It blows
wooden
away.
fork.
By the way, you talk about In and Out. Their French fries are terrible. They're like little matchstick.
No, but they're fresh made. They show you right there, and if they put the potato in the
I
thing,
don't
and
care.
it's
It's still not great.
totally fresh.
McDonald's kicks their ass with the
And
fries.
as far as hamburgers go, I think probably the best hamburgers are still Five Guys.
I've never
Yeah,
had
it's
Five
like
Guys.
$40 for a hamburger. Come on,
Very
man.
expensive.
I've
Five
had
Guys.
Five Guys, but I've never
But
had
their
Five Guys.
but their French fries are really good. Their French fries are really good too. They're small fries you can feed a family of 4.
Yeah.
My favorite burger is still Big Mac. By far.
Oh.
Well,
I love
like I
Big
said,
Mac.
it's either In and Out or they got out here Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. makes a pretty good burger.
Yeah, we have
Those
that
Junior
here
burgers
too.
are a mess. No?
Yeah, man. Fuck, that's the whole
Don't
idea.
scratch them
man.
off as a
What
sponsor.
are you? You're like Felix Unger. I'm like Oscar Madison. I'm like, come on, enjoy the fucking thing, man.
We have a place here. We have a place here that they come and they give you those trays that you stick in the window.
Oh,
Really?
like a drive.
Yeah, it's like an old-fashioned drive-through,
Nice.
and they
Like
have
Happy Days.
they have amazing burgers
Wow.
and fries and malts. They have the best malts ever.
Well,
Oh,
if you
nice.
want to do that out here on Woodley Avenue and Sherman Way, there's a place that's been around for 60 years called Beeps. That's Beeps. And they have hand cut homemade steak fries and they do smash burgers in front of you. And it's outstanding.
You
I don't
guys
get
really
this whole. I don't
suck.
get this whole.
Now I have to go for
phenomena of-
lunch at some fast food fucking. You guys.
I get
suck.
this no. I get this no concept of these smash
They
burgers.
smash onions and stuff into the
I
burger.
know, but who
Right.
cares?
I know,
Just
who
make it like a
cares?
regular burger.
It's a.
I
it's
went
just
to
a
this-
gimmick.
I went to this thing. It was like I went to this play, and it was Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, and they had food trucks outside, fishing.
Not
smash
cheeseburger in
burgers.
paradise.
No, they had cheeseburger, smash burgers, and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't get the premise.
Nah, I don't. I bought them in the supermarket. They're balls of meat, and you smash them in the pan. It's like, who gives a fuck? You're
Well,
right, exactly.
haven't you seen these places that I think it's pork, and the sandwich is literally the pork is like 5 times bigger than the buns, and they give it to you to eat.
Yeah, it's
The
definitely
breaded pork.
definitely a big bun.
They do. So the bun is like the size of your hand, but it's like
All
a
right.
crispy on a
We're-
bun.
We're lost in fucking
We-
hamburger land.
we are
I-
lost
We're
in
mentioning
Tonight.
I will tell you this though. I
in
went to
hamburger
Carrabba's the other
land.
night.
Yeah.
I went to Carrabba's the other night, and I ordered
Are we supposed to know what that
pork
place is?
medallions,
Lance Carruthers.
and they came, and they're supposed to be wrapped in prosciutto or something. And when they came, it was definitely beef.
Yeah.
Chris goes, "No, that's beef."
What is
And-
prosciutto? What is prosciutto?
It's like
It makes Tony Soprano pass out.
it's sort of like a salami ham kind of stuff.
A
Yeah.
hammy?
But smoked.
A
But
ham
anyway,
hammy?
So I said to the waiter, I go, "This isn't pork." And he goes, "Oh yeah, it's definitely pork," and it wasn't. It was like beef tenderloin, but they don't even have it on the menu. I said they must have ran out of pork and cut pieces of filet mignon or something. It definitely was not pork.
You don't want to be eating on the pig, man. You don't want to be eating the pig. I do not dine on swine. I do not.
Really?
The only-
I
the
love
only
No,
thing
it's
pork.
I like-
fiction. I'm just
The
doing
only
Oh,
thing I like
oh, yeah.
eating better than fucking
don't die
pork
on
is
swine.
if I get the pick the pig myself. Yeah, cut a chunk of that fucking pig right there.
I love pork. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
It's got to be
I do
cooked
too.
right. I
Yeah.
love going out to a restaurant, a nice place, and get a pork chop, big fat pork. But I have never been able to cook one at home that I could tolerate. I cook them
I
at
do.
home and they're terrible. I fucking throw them out.
And they're tough, right?
I do
Yeah.
breaded pork medallions with a Dijon mustard sauce. It's unbelievable.
Okay, so this is my new thing, and then we're gonna get off of food.
Wow, and I'm so hungry.
When you go to the store, you buy extra thin sliced pork chops, boneless,
Yeah,
and you don't even have to pound them out or
I've
anything.
never had success.
I like
with
to
these
pound
things.
them out, John.
Deep fry them not healthy, breadcrumbs, egg, and flour, dip them in the flour, egg, breadcrumbs, put them in the frying pan, and they are delicious.
They're delicious. Let me tell
Absolutely
you something.
delicious.
It's fucking
Put a little
delicious.
fresh lemon on top.
You ever tried the
Lemon
double pork?
delicious.
The what?
The double pork. Instead of breadcrumbs, use ground up pork rinds as the breading.
All right, now you
Really
made me
good.
hungry. Let's talk about
Really
something
good.
total opposite of fucking eating.
I am absolutely starving right now.
I know.
Everybody's turning off the podcast and they're running for the refrigerator.
I'm like gonna just walk. I'm gonna fucking walk into like Burger King right now and just grab somebody else's burger because I can't wait for them to make me one.
Didn't you have that joke where you used to walk into Burger King? No, you used to go to McDonald's. I'll get a Whopper.
Walking-
That's
yeah,
Burger
walking. Yeah, you're thinking about no, man. You go to Burger King for me.
Yeah, for me. I used to love that joke.
Oh man, what's the solar opposite of food? Let's talk about something else, man.
Sex. No.
No, sex just makes me hungry.
Sex.
Sex
Which is,
make
and I
me
never
hungry.
understood. I never understood. They got like those edible panties and stuff. Like you eat one pair, and I got to go back and fucking get more. I'm still hungry after. I can't.
No, Arby's is like close to sex, right?
There
If
it
you're a
goes.
straight
It's
guy.
more food.
I'm sorry, I had to say that.
Arby's.
I've never had Arby's in my life, so it doesn't matter.
They have great gyros.
They have gyros?
gyros.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They have a
What?
gyro. So
Yeah.
I love
They have
gyros.
really nice
Gyros.
ones.
I'm glad we
love-
changed the topic.
I
No,
know.
you didn't.
I know.
You know,
Name
my-
a fast food. I'll tell you what they got.
When I was 17, my friend who lived in my apartments, he opened up a fast food place on Old Country Road called the Parthenon. And it was all Greek fast food. They had gyros, they had kibbis, they had baklava. It was one of the
Baklava.
They had falafel.
Baklava always to me sounds Italian.
No, but it's-
Baklava.
Hey, look at this baklava.
I love
the best
baklava, but if you eat baklava, you better have a shot of insulin fucking to shoot right after.
Oh
it,
yeah,
right out.
but ever since that, I love gyros. I love them.
The
Gyro,
baklava,
gyro.
you know, it's in honey. I mean, in order to eat it, you have to get rid of the honey and put it in insulin.
Yeah, it's honey,
Get
walnut,
the
and,
honey.
and what that pastry, the
Philo dough.
phyllo dough. Right, that's it.
Feel me dough. Do re
Crazy.
mi fa sol la
You
ti
guys
do.
have an Aldi's near you? One last
I
food
do.
thing.
I
I
do.
got one not far.
Okay,
yeah.
if you go to Aldi's, they have a gyro kit that comes with 5 pita, the
Just what
sliced
Craig likes. 5
gyro
pita.
meat, sliced
5
gyro
Peters.
meat,
5 Peters.
tahini sauce.
Tahini.
I
And
love
it's like
tahini.
it's like $12 for 5 gyros, and you just add your lettuce and tomato and onion, and they're
Hey, J-
delicious.
John's like Captain Cook over here. You just add your lettuce, your tomatoes. It's all you do. It's like I got my own cooking show. Welcome to Cooking with John Ferrantino. You take
John
these
would-
pork
he's
medallions,
Italian. All Italians could have a cooking show.
you
Come
wash
on.
them. You wash them in the egg wash there. Then you dip them in your freaking breadcrumbs. Okay, that's what you do. Then you fry them up, fucking like it's like a pork potato chip right here. Okay.
I'll make. I know we're supposed to get off the topic, but I'll make John real jealous right now. Do you know what I just got from eBay?
What?
I got the Emerald Lagasse pasta maker.
Oh yeah, my son's got one.
dude,
My
Dude.
son loves it. My son making lasagnas and
fresh
Can
pasta.
you make your own
whatever
ravi- Can you make
want.
your own ravioli?
And
Yeah.
you can't make. I don't think you can make ravioli with it. You can do lasagna.
you can make
Oh, yeah,
something to
what's
do.
your
My son
favorite-
told me you do he has one you can do lasagna noodles and then
Yes.
you cut them. And
What's
then
your
you-
favorite pasta dish? And then I'll tell you how you're wrong.
Tortellini Alfredo.
Oh, you're right. You're fucking right. I was
Oh,
tortellini.
linguine
Man.
and white clam.
Doesn't always
sauce.
have to be Alfredo, but tortellini.
I love tortellini.
linguine and white clam
Oh,
sauce.
I haven't had a white clam sauce in 1,000 years, too, man.
Fuck,
Fuck, this whole show is about food, you cocksuckers.
That's what I'm laughing at.
With some nice crusty Italian bread. With
You should have
that
talked about
linguine.
this in the first 10 minutes. I would have
You
said.
got a
that.
dip of the olive oil. You got a dip of the bread in the olive oil and a little salt. Oh, it's so good.
Man, you get us going on food.
That's
Oh,
like that Sebastian Maniscalco joke where he goes, I go to a Seder and I go, how long does this last? I go, 2 or 3 hours. I go, can I have some olive oil and some bread so I can
That's
dip
great.
at
If I
least?
don't have bread, I don't have bread as soon as I sit down.
Hey,
Like, it's gonna be a
Shut
problem.
up and eat your bitter herbs. Yeah.
2 hours.
Uh,
You gotta put some bread out here for me.
Yeah,
I'm
put some.
fat.
I need something to dip.
All right.
Yeah,
Once
no.
again, we have like not stuck to any. I don't know. It's like food. This whole show's been about.
Yeah, we talked about some dumb ass criminals.
We
So-
did.
We did, yeah, and we did mention, Giuliani.
Oh,
and-
let's just keep.
By the way,
going,
don't you
man.
think
What's
it's
your
great that
favorite? Favorite
word
dessert.
dick. The word
Dick?
dick is an indictment, so I think that's fitting today. That's all I'll say.
All right.
The
I
word
think it's
dick is
great
right
that
there.
I think that it's really great that that Bonnie, whatever her name is, Bonnie Willis, is it? Bonnie
No,
Bonnie. Bonnie
Bonnie,
Willis.
Bonnie. Yeah,
Fani,
she
Fani, Fani.
she wants Trump to appear. She wants to mugshot him and fingerprint him.
And they're going to televise the trial.
Yeah.
Man, that will make the ratings for the last episode of MASH look sick. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you the truth, man. I am just not paying attention anymore to any of this stuff. It's like, it's just, it's so like
It's so
I feel like it's coming
aggravating.
out of my pores. It's so inundated with all this stuff. I'm tuning it out, and when it's all over, I'll fucking go, okay, hey, whatever happened happened. But I feel dirty every time I fucking talk about all this shit.
No, it's just really interesting. And you know that when Fannie Willis was listing out all those charges, you know that Trump was in Mar-a-Lago throwing ketchup at the wall, and he was going, "What you talking about, Willis? Thank you so much. I'm here all week."
Ketchup. See, he had to bring food again. Ketchup.
What's your favorite condiment?
What's your
Mine's a
favorite
Trojan. Thank you.
Well, if you look on Facebook, I posted today. I said I consider my my wealth status by how many bottles of mustard I have in my
How
refrigerator.
many different kinds of mustard?
How
I
many
got two
different kinds of mustard?
I got.
I think
Dijon and
I must
Meal.
have at least seven or eight mustards in different kinds. Now, my favorite is definitely the old Goulden's golden mustard. But
What's
if you
brown?
can get the real
Blue
authentic
John?
Chinese mustard from New York, the one you
Oh,
remember to dip the egg roll, the
you can
stuff
make
that
it.
clears your nose.
I have the place on my
Yeah, you
corner
got that.
makes it so much better than that stuff in New York.
Yeah, you can make it yourself, Mike.
You
It's
can't
easy.
make it better than that, John. That's the best. What's the
Let me
best?
tell you something.
The
When
best.
I worked in the magic store,
The magic.
Mr. Gould used to come into the magic store. He used to be a magician. He's from New
From
York,
Goulden's, yeah.
and he would
Mr.
bring us bottles of horseradish.
Oh,
He would bring us bottles of borscht and
Borscht.
mustard all the time. And
No.
it was a cool guy. He was
See,
a
that
cool
was
old
when
guy.
my love affair with mustard started. If you remember, the only place you could get Goulden's mustard was at the ballpark. So we used to go to Shea Stadium. We'd
oh,
see
the
the
only place?
the only place. They were those little packets, and it was not in the store.
Weren't they red and gold or something? The
They were
packets?
red and
That's
gold. They
all
were
my
little
parents had.
packages. And so my brother used to take me to Mets games. We go see, the Mets, and there were four other people in the stadium back in the
That's
whatever
gotta
it
be the
was.
Grant's Tomb years.
Well, the cool thing was I got to meet all the Mets, but
Half the Mets were in the stands with you.
but that's where the only place you could get that mustard, and that's when I was like, oh my god, a hot dog is not a hot dog without Goulden's mustard on it.
My parents, all they ever had was Golden's mustard in the little jar, and I was never really a big fan of it. And after my mother and father passed
That's
away,
where you went wrong, Craig.
I'm still buying Golden's mustard. I'm like, wait a minute, they're not here anymore. I can buy yellow mustard if I want.
No, you can't, man.
I
Yellow
did.
Yellow mustard's for losers, man.
I like yellow mustard.
Yellow
I
mustard.
like
for
it.
I have a
losers.
million kinds of mustard too.
You have
I
to have
do like
yellow
the
on a
yellow.
hot dog.
Put
I do
down
like
the
the
yellow
yellow.
mustard. Put down the Goulden's. Goulden's is for closers, man.
What's brown? That's a song. What's brown in the jar but golden on your tongue?
All right.
It's
Well, we've
mustard.
talked about everything but desserts, man. Like, what's
Baklava. We talked about this.
7-layer cake
No,
from New York.
oh,
7-layer cake from New York with the mocha filling. Oh my
Oh.
god.
Or a
I can't
blackout
for
cake.
that.
A blackout cake.
I haven't had any in a long time, but a slice of Napoleon.
Oh.
Napoleon.
When I was in Italy, I got these Napoleons that were like 8 inches long that were just
How
Calm
long?
down, Craig.
How
Calm down,
long?
Craig.
unbelievable.
Oh my
Craig,
god.
And
perked
I
up.
went to go into this. I think I was in Venice. And in Venice, you walk by and every window it looks like a cartoon, the desserts that they have there.
Yeah.
And I went in, I go, oh, I gotta have a Napoleon. This Italian guy goes to me, walks me in off the street, he goes to me, no. 4 doors down.
Really?
And I
Oh,
went
shit.
down. He goes, they're known for their Napoleons. And I went, that was
Wow.
amazing. Crazy.
I actually have a birthday cake in my refrigerator.
Well, like I said, Napoleon. I mean, that's
Why do you have
just
a birthday cake in your refrigerator?
Because I felt like having one. I just haven't cut into it because I don't want to spike my blood sugar.
But like, if I'm looking for
Wait,
something
wait,
real
wait, wait.
quick-
Let's get back to this. You just bought a birthday cake?
Yeah, I
You
bought it.
bought
It had it's white and it has the buttercream and it has all the sprinkles and stuff on it. It's in there in the little snappy.
Is
you
there
know.
something we don't know? Is your birthday?
No, my birthday is in April, but I just saw it. And I said,
That's
I have to
pretty
have this. I
fucking
haven't had
sad,
it-
man.
I
That's
haven't had
pretty
a cake in
sad.
years.
I bought myself a birthday cake, man. I
You
just
did.
It's
feel a
not
little
even my
lonely.
birthday.
It's not even my
I know
birthday,
my birthday,
man.
but it's in my free. But the thing is, I don't.
Hey,
wanna
how about
spend
this
too
one?
much-
You guys
just-
remember? You guys remember Zeps? Zapoli's?
Zeppolis, yeah.
Zappoli's, yeah, man.
You should
I
get
At
them
think-
at
like
midnight.
San Gennaro. And how come when you
Yeah.
go to a San Gennaro festival, there's nothing better than sausage and onions on
and
a Italian bread?
on a roll, the hard roll. Oh,
The
my
hard roll.
God.
I mean, there's nothing
I
better
make
than that.
I make those at home. They're the best. You gotta
I know,
fry
but
up
still,
the sausage, the peppers and the onions. You put the olive oil in, a little salt and pepper. Then you fry those up. Then you cook oh my
The
God,
sausage
so
and
good.
peppers at the San Gennaro Festival is so good.
are
you
you
giving
You
in.
you don't even look up when you hear the gunshots from the hit that happens down the road. You don't even look.
okay?
But here in California, I don't think they understand the meaning of I've never seen a Zapoli. I've never seen a. Well,
No,
'cause
in California, you
there's
get
no Italian festivals.
you get fried Oreos, you get fried Snickers, you get
yeah,
all that stuff
Twinkies,
out here.
fried Twinkies on a stick. It's like you fucking morons. Is it
How
so
about
hard
fri-
to
how
take a
about
ball of
deep-
dough and throw
How
it in
about
fucking
deep
boiling
fried?
oil?
How about deep fried butter?
Oh my God.
Or
They
fried,
have deep
fried ice
fried
cream?
butter.
I don't know how that works.
I'd be afraid to try it. I figure it's like
Well,
you have a heart
from what
attack
I
if you-
understand, look at my hair, man. Thank God we're not on.
Yeah, deep fried butter.
I go- I
think
look
I think
like-
I have a half an artery that I can fucking spare for some deep
So
fried
apparently when they
butter.
dip it in the when they dip the butter that's covered with something in the hot oil,
Yeah,
the butter disappears.
it's like fried ice cream.
Oh, I love fried ice cream.
Oh,
But
cream
the
is-
ice cream is actually there in the middle. There's some process, and
You gotta freeze it. You have to freeze it rock hard, then coat it, and you only fry it for a second. Rock hard.
we can get some discount dessert Viagra. Da-na-na-na.
Yeah, I had
Oh.
fried ice cream.
Okay, as always we're on the food thing. Favorite Chinese food.
Oh, it's easy.
Well, it's going to be New York because I'm in
No,
California.
no, I mean,
No, he
what- no,
means-
Oh, what
dish.
dish? Oh, that's easy for me too.
I
Yeah,
have
let
two,
Craig go
but I have
first.
one. I ate it every week for at least 9 years in New York, and I still eat it today. Is mushu chicken or mushu. Love mushu. Love it.
Wrong. I feel like what's that guy? From the
Wrong.
that guy
That's
from
out.
the political show. What was his name?
Wrong.
Wrong, Craig.
Wrong.
John, what do you think? What was
My
that guy's name?
favorite, believe it or not, is orange beef when it's made properly. But now I've
You paid
switched
the bills
to
for that, John. by the way.
now I've switched to do you have a restaurant called Tai Tai?
No, we had Tay Tay.
They have a
Yeah,
restaurant called Tai
it's-
Tai and
There's
it's
a gay
Indian.
gay in West
It's not
Hollywood.
Indian. I don't know
Chin
what it
Chin.
is.
Chin Chin.
What is it? Tai Tai. Anyway,
don't
they have a
know.
thing called volcano beef, which is like orange beef, only it's a little bit spicier. It's
That
oh
sounds
my
great.
god.
I'm sorry, but here's the correct answer. It's General So chicken.
Oh, I like. Well, yeah,
You know that's
my
totally
favorite, too.
American. It's a totally American made up dish.
No, it isn't, man. There was a General So. It was his
It
favorite. We
was, but
looked
it's still
this
made up.
It's not made up.
I covered it
General
on my
So
show, man.
loved it.
It's an American dish.
I do like General Cho's chicken.
Yes.
My other favorite though is Kung Pao.
You know why? Because General Cho never wanted to be referred to as a chicken. That's why it's a made up American
Kung
dish.
Pao.
He had a
Kung
great
Pao
wall,
chef.
that guy.
Kung Pao chicken. I love Kung Pao.
No, see,
Here's
I
the
like to
thing.
keep it simple. Here's the simplest dish. Now I don't know if it's Chinese or it's Thai, but I love. You ever eat cold noodles and peanut sauce?
Love it. Cold sesame
Oh, is that
noodles.
Yeah.
the fucking best, and it's just such a simple thing.
Cold sesame noodles.
Yeah.
So good.
And I also love my favorite is pork egg foo young.
I've
Love
never
a
had
good
it,
egg
you know.
foo. Listen, you're talking to a Jew. I love a good egg foo young. Who doesn't love a good egg foo young?
When when
love egg foo young.
when
Get in my
Rob
mouth.
Braden, Steve Strange, and I used to come back from Jersey, we used to go into at 1 o'clock in the morning. We used to go to Chinatown, and we would go to the restaurants are all open till like 3 in the morning, and we would just get so much friggin' food.
Yeah,
I think that's the only time I ever had it. I
love
Is it
Chinatown.
egg
It's
foo young?
like
Looks like it's made of eggs,
people-
right? Yeah.
people would ask you where in
It's
Chinatown.
like
you
an
go.
egg
The
omelet
restaurants-
with pork with
Yeah.
a ground brown gravy.
Yeah, I
restaurants
think I
don't
had it
even
there.
have
It was
names.
okay.
They don't even have names for the restaurants in Chinatown. They're numbers. We used to go to like 63 or something like that.
All I know is one time we're in there, we're pigging out, right? And a bus comes in front of the place and then moves. And during that time, somebody totally stole everything out of my car. It was awesome.
You want to hear something funny? My daughter, when she went to NYU, right, her and her friends used to go down to Chinatown to get like knockoff bags and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, they had no idea really where NYU is, and they figured it out on maps. And she said it used to take them like 40 minutes on subways and trains to get there. And then recently she was in that area and just decided to take a walk and found out that it was an 8-minute walk. She goes, we used to plan like the whole excursion. We'll take this train to that train. And
those guys stealing the stuff out of my car, they got my beatbox and they got my bag of props I used to use. This is when I first started. And I was really upset, but you know what? It was the best thing that ever happened because it got me away from props and made me write better comedy. I'm not saying the props is bad, but for me, I was trying to ape Frankie Pace is what I was.
Well, there's only listen, as far as props go, give me Carrot Top, give me the legendary Wid, but other than that, you can keep most prop comics.
Kenny Schultz, more pigs.
And we love Carrot Top. Carrot Top's our favorite. We didn't, but
he just glanced right over Lenny Schultz.
You know why? Because I don't know Lenny Schultz.
You don't know Lenny Schultz? More pigs, more.
I don't know.
He was out of his mind. One night I was in the diner with him, John Mendoza, Minervini, Bob Woods.
Oh my God!
And he goes, "I got this idea. I'm gonna take 8 blenders, hook them all together to a master switch. I'm gonna put different colored jellos in each one. I'm gonna stand in the middle in a G string. I'm going to step on the button. The blenders are going to go. The jelly's going to go all over me. And I'm going to go fucking crazy, Lenny." And Mendoza
Go crazy, Lenny.
Mendoza just looks at him really calmly and goes, "Brilliant. Did you write that?"
The funny thing is, I only happen to know this by chance, is that I know the guy is a school teacher, right?
He was, yeah. He's like 90 now.
Well, he may be 90 now, but back
when he was in Florida not too long ago.
Crazy shit, he was like a school teacher or something.
And his wife used to run his sound, and all he would do is yell at her for the whole show.
Oh, crazy!
He would just yell at her the whole time. I forget what her name is, but say her name was Miriam. Goes, "Miriam, more sound, Miriam!" Right?
That was like Neil.
That was part of the show. That was part of the show.
He was famous for being the bionic chicken
on Laughing.
Was it? I was on Laughing, yeah.
So when I was on Comic Strip Live, one night he was also the guest. And he was just crazy. So anyway, we're going through blocking, and he goes, "You'll introduce me as the bionic chicken. There's be some plants. I'm going to come out. I'm going to eat this plant. Then I'm going to go over. I'm going to lick this leaf. Then I'm going to cluck a few times. Then I'm going to eat another leaf. And then the crowd is going to go crazy." And like you just had to see,
he took his bionic chicken real seriously.
You just had to see Bill Boggs like look at me and just like roll his eyes, like, "Get the hell out of here."
Speaking of the old timers, I think he passed away. I'm pretty sure he did, but I used to love the Unknown comic.
He didn't die.
He didn't die.
Murray Langston.
I talked to Murray about getting on.
No. I did love the Unknown comic. I'm sorry, but I was thinking of who's the guy who used to dress up like an Evil Knievel guy? And
Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave Osborne. That's what I was thinking of. But I do love the Unknown.
He was also on Seinfeld too, right?
Yes. No, he was on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes, Curb Your Enthusiasm. You're right.
Who Dave Osborne?
I ate next to him with my mother.
Is he alive?
No, he passed away.
Super Dave passed away.
That's
he was
Albert Brooks' brother.
Yeah, he was very funny.
He was like fucking genius. I mean, like,
and his voice was really
fun. And he just was so serious about all the shit that he did.
He was so deadpan.
Yeah, just fucking terrific.
Did you guys ever see once Albert Brooks was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson?
Oh my God, the CNC?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what a CNC is? It's a kid's toy that you pull a string, you put it on the leather.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, it was a talking thing where you press it.
Yeah. Well, it's a round thing, and you
pull the string, and it says the cow goes moo, right?
No, it says letter A.
Oh, yeah, right. It was a different thing. I think
he's doing this Mexican thing where every time he asks him a question, you pull a string and go, see.
See. Oh,
Okay,
we're gonna have
so
to get
now
to
we're
the
going to try
triggers
a new segment. If you're still with us and you're not in your refrigerator,
called
or
"Let's See If
cooking
Craig's
lunch,
Awake."
I'm awake.
Now it's called, we always make fun about Craig being the purveyor. How would you say
Purveyor.
that?
Purveyor,
Purveyor of useless
expert.
knowledge. And he does know a lot of stuff about.
I know everything about anything TV or entertainment that goes back to the 50s.
So we're going to do a weekly segment here.
You won't watch
we're
the only
going
time we do it. You watch.
We're going to have Craig ask us a question, and we're going to ask you
To email us
the answer.
Yes.
And
if
where
you
do they
get the
email
answer-
it to? Where do they email
and
it
if you
to?
Google it, you're a cheating piece of shit.
Yeah, that's right. They can Google it. What do we do?
And Mike will come and break your arms. What it is, where do they email it to?
The Big Bad Broadcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty easy.
And here is
All right, here's your
Come
Come on,
trivia.
man. Now you're making me even hungrier. That's like a restaurant bell. All we did is talk about food. Now I'm hearing restaurant bells.
In 1969, Norman Lear shot the pilot for All in the Family, except the name of it was called And Justice for All. That was the original name. And it didn't have the full cast. It had him and Gene Stapleton as Archie and Edith. The kids were different. And they actually went through two sets of kids before they got to Rob Reiner and Sally Struthers. Now, the question is, who was Norman Lear's first choice to play Meathead? The first choice. He never shot anything. He
Now,
turned it
are we
down.
allowed to ask? No, I'm not going to answer or try to answer.
yeah, we have to give your answer to see
But-
if we're right.
Well, I
Well,
want.
tell
So
us.
was it? I just want to
If
know.
you get it right, I'll
clue.
come up
I
with
just
another-
wanted
I'll
a
come up with another
clue. Is
question.
it somebody who went on to Is it somebody who went on to fame?
Yes.
So I'm gonna just guess a wild guess and say Alan Alda.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not Alan Alda.
Woody Allen.
No. No.
Okay. So
Woody
now
Allen
it's
was
up
already
to,
pretty famous by 1969.
So now it's up to the viewers, to our listeners.
Yes. Our listeners. Yes. See if you can find that out. Email us at thebigbadbroadcast@gmail.com. You'll definitely get a mention on the air. Definitely.
Yes.
And we will read your answers, as ridiculous as they are.
We'll
And
read
no-
all. Yeah. Just send it
No
as many as
dick.
you
No
want.
dick pics.
No,
Unless you send it to Craig's private
Yeah.
email,
And
which
you
is
can send
which
dick
is
pics to
Craig
me.
loves dick pics at Google.
Yeah, Dick Butkus, Dick Selma, whoever you got. I don't care.
We have some great guests coming up, right?
Yeah,
We
next
do.
week we have Wendy. We have
Wendy Liebman, the incredible Wendy Liebman, who is like one of the, if not the, I think she's about the funniest
So damn.
woman on the planet, comedian.
One of the funniest.
Yeah,
One of
it
definitely
definitely
one
is.
of the funniest.
And then we
without
start
a
our
doubt.
4th season on
I
September.
don't want to alienate any of our other friends, female
Sure.
comedians.
No,
Our
'cause we
4th
do love
season
them
starts
too.
in September. I think it's September 2nd or September 1st. I'm not sure.
Our 4th season. God,
Yeah,
we're like
fourth
Jackie.
season. Yeah.
Our
the fourth
fourth
season.
season.
We're like Jackie and Peter.
No,
So
we've
we're-
had 4 seasons though. They've had
We're going to
19.
become like a singing group. The
They have
4
19 seasons. I don't know how they did that.
I know they
I
got
know.
19 seasons. They've been doing it for fucking 6 months.
I know.
Welcome
how
to
many,
season
how many shows?
46.
How many shows in a season?
Well, we had 44 in this season, I think. 40, yeah. So we're
Oh
gonna.
God, that's at least 20 seasons in
Well,
there.
see,
book.
and if you go traditional, what it used to be like, if you go by TV, it used to be 22 episodes was a season, right? Was it 22?
We did
Yeah,
44.
now it's 12.
Now it's 12. It's
10 if you're
amazing.
lucky. 10.
Yeah, I know. So cheated. It was like,
So I was going to say about Albert Brooks real quick. Albert Brooks, when Saturday Night Live started, what's his name? Who's the guy who runs Saturday Night Live? I can't think of his name.
yeah, the little
yeah,
guy,
the guy with the thing.
the guy with the thing, Michaels,
Oh, God,
Lauren Michaels.
Lauren
Michaels.
Michaels.
Lord Michaels wanted Albert Brooks to be the permanent guest host.
Wow.
Wow.
But instead, Albert Brooks said, "No, I'd rather do my films," and that's when you got the films of Albert Brooks. That
So
were on.
George Carlin was the first host.
He was the first host. Yep.
I
Crazy.
think that Albert Brooks made the right choice because I don't think a permanent host would have been. It would have
He
just
wouldn't
been
have
another cast member.
And also, they had the Muppets on the first season with original characters and more adult themes. John, take us home. John, take us home.
So that's it for the show, and I know you're thinking to yourself, "Thank God."
My God.
But
Everyone wants
had
to
some
eat
fun.
now.
We
I'm
had some
gonna eat,
fun.
yeah.
We shared our food with you because we didn't want to get political, and we told you about some stupid criminals. But you can catch us anywhere you catch your podcasts on Podcast Playground. I personally listen to it on Apple Podcasts because I think
Or
it's
Google
easy.
Podcast or Audible.
Or Google Podcast or anywhere you get your
Spotify.
podcast.
Or your Aunt
Spotify.
Tilly's house, whatever. I don't
Right.
know, look it up.
And we're here every week, and the show airs at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Fridays.
And don't forget, we're coming out in Scratch and Sniff.
The
Right.
entire week. You can
Next
catch us
week-
the entire week.
Next week we have Wendy Liebman. Then for our season 4 debut, we have, should I tell them?
Yeah.
Why not?
Tommy Chong is returning.
Tommy Chong.
And then we got Larry Ambrose coming up.
Hey
Yay.
man, welcome to the big bet. You know, but I wonder if
I
people
think
heard
you
that-
should interview him as Chief.
I like. Hey man.
All right.
So
All right,
tell
let's
me,
go.
How did
It's
we
a-
meet, man?
It's an hour and 7 minutes now. We're going to get
All
thrown off the network.
I know. We forgot to talk about burritos. All right.
Oh, well.